This Adobe Captivate 6 e-learning demonstration will take you through how to enter your time into the Ceridian timecard system. This presentation should take approximately 20 minutes. Please contact Tracy Gondek at extension 6475 if you have any questions regarding the content of this presentation or if you have technical questions or concerns. This presentation contains audio. Please adjust your speakers or headphones accordingly. From the BCW Intranet page, click the Apps and Forms tab. Click the Ceridian Time and Attendance button. If this is your first time logging into Ceridian, you will use your 5-digit employee ID number as both your username and your password. Thereafter, you will continue to use your 5-digit employee ID number as your username and whatever password you've changed your password to. In the Company ID field, type the letters BCE. You can click the Remember Me checkbox if you would like Ceridian to remember your username. Click the Go button to log in. Each pay period lasts 2 weeks, so in order to find the correct pay period, you can either look for the O, which represents O under the status column, or you can look for the next future date in the pay period ending date field, which indicates the last day of the current pay period. Although you do not have to, you can click the icon under the print column if you'd like to print off your time card. The next 9 rows show different time codes you can use on your time card. If there is an error on a particular time card, a symbol will appear in the error column. A little symbol in the notes column will mean that there is an electronic memo attached to that time card. An X in the sign column means that you have electronically signed your time card, and an X in the approver column means that your manager has electronically approved your time card. To access your time card, click the current link. There are multiple rows on your time card in case you use more than one time code in a single pay period. If you scroll down to the bottom of the screen, you will see all of the available time codes that you can use. The first column contains a checkbox for you to delete a row in case you make a mistake on your time card. The timecode drop-down allows you to choose which timecode you want to use. For example, for orientation and Monday through Friday first shift, you usually use regular time. If you're not sure which timecode you use, ask your manager. The CC column is where you enter your 4-digit cost center number. This number represents the department that gets billed for your time. If you're not sure what your cost center number is, ask your manager. For each day that you work, you simply type in the total number of hours that you worked that day. If you work from 8 until 5 and you have a 1-hour lunch break, you subtract the 1-hour lunch break, leaving you net of 8 hours. You can enter partial hours into Ceridian as well. For example, if you worked 6 hours and 15 minutes, you can enter 6.25, which would be 6 hours and a quarter of an hour. The smallest increment you can go down to is 0.1. In this example, we are going to say that the second Monday and Tuesday of the pay period, we had to report to jury duty for 8 hours each day. For that, we use a second row and change the time code to jury duty. Make sure you enter your 4-digit cost center number for every row you populate. In this example, we worked Wednesday and Thursday of the second week as regular time, so we can reuse the regular time row. Always click the Submit button after adding or editing any hours on your time card. In this next example, we are going to purposely generate an error. For paid time off, use PO if your leave was approved ahead of time by your manager. If it was unanticipated time off, use the time code PX. If you are an exempt or salaried employee, you only enter exceptions on your time card. For example, if you work 2 weeks, you would have a completely blank time card which you still would have to sign. However, if you use a day of paid time off, you would enter that onto your time card and then still sign your time card at the end. In this example, we have generated an error. Because this is a test time card, it doesn't actually accrue time off, so if you don't accrue it, you can't use it. The nice thing about Ceridian is that it will tell you the date and the reason for the error. To fix the error, we will delete the PO field, add the hours to the regular time field, and then click the Submit button. This will simultaneously remove the paid time off row and add the hours onto the regular time row, and then the error will disappear. Next, we will cover the other links. Click the Accruals link to see how many hours of paid time off you've accrued. By clicking the Notes link, you will have a field in which you can explain any anomalies on your time card. Click the Audit link to see the most recent actions taken on your time card. Click the Profile link to see basic information about yourself, such as your department, your manager's name, your hire date, your start date, etc. For business-related expenses, there is a form on the internet that you can print out for per diem for meals, hotel, airfare, etc. However, if you only need to be reimbursed for mileage and parking, it is preferred that you use Ceridian. Clicking the Expenses link will allow you to add your reimbursements for mileage and parking. In this example, we took a 1-day business seminar out in Waukesha, but our main location is headquarters. Because we had to pay for parking while we were there, we are going to add 2 rows, one for mileage and one for parking. click the Add Rows link to see the rows. In the date field, enter the date in which you incurred the expense. Be sure to use slashes, not dashes, as dashes will give you an error. In the expense code drop-down, choose ML for mileage, or PK for parking. For mileage, you will type in the total number of miles that you drove round trip that day, using your blood center location as your starting and ending point. If you're going to be traveling more than 150 miles in one day, contact your manager about renting a car. If you had to pay for parking, simply enter the total number of dollars that you paid for parking. In the description field, be sure to enter the destination and the purpose for your business trip. Remember to type in your 4-digit cost center number for every row you populate. You will see the total amount of your reimbursement at the bottom left. To delete a row, just as with your time card, click the Delete checkbox and then click the Submit button. Next, we are going to sign our time card. You only sign your time card after all of your hours for the 2-week pay period have been entered, or if you are exempt, after you have entered your exceptions. To sign your time card, click the password field, type in your password for Ceridian, and then click the sign link. Verify that everything on your time card is correct, and then click the OK button. Time cards are due to be signed by the Monday morning following the end of the pay period by noon, or as soon as all of your hours or exceptions have been entered. Your manager may also ask you to sign your time card early if they are going to be on vacation. Your electronic signature will appear as the date and time you signed your time card. If you realize there's an error on your time card and your manager has not yet approved it, you can click the Unsign link. To view other pay periods, click the View Other Periods link. Always remember to click the Logout link before you close the Ceridian window, or else you may lock your time card. That concludes this e-learning module. Click the I'm Finished button to take you back to the page you were previously on.